Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video we're going to go hopefully from 31 through to 40 using non-DD teams. So what do I mean by that? I mean the Royals faction. If you don't know, Royals are the most powerful units in this game. This is a list of the Royals. We will not be using any of these units, even though they would probably help in passing through some of these events. So instead, we're going to go for non-Royals. So it is out of this list here. That we'll try and build some teams. So we are looking for strikers. So let me just jump into my strikers and then we will have a look at the different units that we can use in order to go through the strikers team. Now, typically what I would have done previously, had I not had any DD units, I would have used these units right here. So you've got Atrops, you do have Salim, and you have Solomon as the, I would say, probably three best non-DD strikers in the game. You also have units like Nawi as well that you can pop on the team. You can also add in Ellie. So Ellie here will link up very well with Solomon and provide additional attack as well when you do go through. You do also have Christine. So Christine works relatively well. I wouldn't suggest using Christine, but she can put in a lot of work. Now what we are going to do, we're going to take Ellie out and we're going to put Clotho in. The reason that we're going to put Clotho in is because we do get the 3 Glorians, so we do trigger the Grace of Hunters. Now I think this team is absolutely fine. Potentially you can take out Solomon and you can put in Valianter if you have proof of Valianters. I do not have proof of Glorians. I don't have proof of Avengers at the moment, so taking out Atrops and replacing Atrops with another striker or potentially even non-striker to get the ethereal synergy might be the way forward, but I suspect that this will be absolutely fine. So we're going to jump in. We will use our healing vase, we will use our blades of chaos, and then we will go down and we'll get our lantern here. So the order in which you want to put these effectively free-to-play relics in is healing vase first, you want lantern second, and you want your blades of chaos last. The reason for that is healing vase will trigger, it will give you 60 relic energy. This will then trigger your lantern. The lantern will then reduce the cost of the blades, giving you that clean sweep. Now for artifacts, we're going to just quick deploy. Don't think we really need you, and I don't think we really need you. What we are going to pop in is, where have you gone? We're going to pop in Healing Spear, and we have one more left. So let's go ahead and pop in our shield here. The reason that we're going to pop shield in is primarily because of the healing factor, because Celine and Solomon for me both have dodge runes, so they will make good frontline enemies, and it just means that our backline support units like Atrops, like Clotho won't die unless our front 2 units go down. Again, we're not looking, so as you can see here, I think that back row would have gone down had we not had the shield in place. So again, very, very strong, very powerful enemies here. And the way to counter that is for that shield to be in place. If you are struggling, again, taking out again, Solomon might be the way forward. And the reason that taking out Solomon might be the way forward is primarily because you can then add in Elmer. Now, Elmer can be a very, very powerful unit in the right situations. And it looks like Solomon gonna start to get that build up. Hopefully he can survive for long enough so that our back row can do what it needs to do as well. So Sal comes back, Solomon does go down. Fortunately, we've still got this front row unit in the form of Sal and Nawi potentially to proc. No, unfortunately not, but we do get a big hit from our Sal here. Again, we are, now that we've started to build up attack and defense, as you can see, enemies are not doing nearly as much damage. It is primarily the corrode that's the problem. So this team doesn't seem to have worked, and I think it is because of the corrode damage. Now, what I think we might need to do is add another Celestial onto the team, or take out Atrops and put Lachesis in there, but I think we should actually be fine. What I will do is, hold on, if we take out Healing Spear, because we've effectively already got that in, and then let's have a look at down here. So we will go with our Splash Axe and just see if that makes a difference. We'll take out these and we'll pop in Effect Resistance, because that is what seems to have been killing us, and then we're going to increase our attack as well. So we increase the attack of all of our units and just see whether or not that makes a difference. Again, we do have 40 dodge, but it isn't the dodge that's taken us down. It is the corrode mechanic. As you can see, Nawi was the only one hit here because we do have that effect resistance up by 50%. We do get the additional shield from what do you call it? We get the additional shields from the Blades of Chaos, and we get the reduced healing on the enemies from our vase, and we also get the defense reduction from Lantern as well when it procs. So as you can see, we have started to build up. Now, we didn't proc in that last one, but she did proc in this one, taking them all down. So can be very, very strong. As you can see, a much better run this time round, not even needing Sal because Nawi has put the majority of the work in. So yeah, let's power through. I think we'll power through all the way through to 35. So we'll see this one. Yep, round 2. Nawi procced again. Fortunately, Nawi is a monster when it comes to the Strikers team. She is still a monster and she's still very relevant. Unfortunately, Solomon went down. He did do the most damage though. Well done, Solomon. Out damaging Nawi. I suspect because Nawi didn't proc. But this is 34, so I think this next one, 35, will be Solomon. So we do need a bind remover. So we need Ozzy, we need Karnak, or we need Victoria. We can also take out Clotho, and then we can pop in Lee. Now Lee removes binds and is non-DD unit. The other units that do that are Orphelia. So Orphelia removes bind, and then you've got Hades as well, who removes bind. Another couple of options that have been released recently, but haven't been updated on this this Rift Odyssey boss tab. So we'll just see how well this goes. Fortunately, no corrode enemies, which means that Healing Vase hits Sal in that front slot, powering him up even more. And then Nawi here, not doing the business. But we do see Lee, and what we want is for Solomon to cast his bind. Lee will then remove the bind on his attack. Another way to counter the bind mechanic is by having Glorians on the team. So if you have 2 Glorians, you'll remove it for 2 rounds. If you have 3 Glorians, you will avoid it for 4 rounds. I believe 8 rounds is the maximum that you can do on there. And Lee doing some significant damage. That is a tasty bit of damage there, and then Sal to finish things off. And it looks like Solomon to do the most. Again, he's proving why he's in the team, to be fair. Yeah, it looks... He is still a very, very strong unit. Now, his runes are... in fact, I think we'll take Lee out, and then we can pop in Clotho again for the additional striker synergy. But yeah, I think Lee is doing very well. And I think the healing and the striker synergy on this team will be much more effective. Now, this is going to be a tricky team. The reason it's going to be a tricky team to face off against is because of the reflect damage and the phantom synergy on the enemy team. So as you can see, there are 3 phantoms on the enemy team. Something to note though, the first time that you kill an enemy and they come back with the phantom synergy, it's not like having an Avenger there. And the reason it's not like having an Avenger there is because they don't retain the Dooms buff. So you'll see in just a second, Atrops to do the business here, increase our attack, defense. Nawi to proc, hopefully will give us a proc. No, it is what it is. Solomon here, taking all of that reflect damage, and Sal dying before upkeep. So it is just down to Nawi now, I suspect. But again, we'll have to see. We've been confused. Atrops down, Nawi down. Okay, so it is the reflect damage that is the problem. Now, we do still need 3 strikers on the team, but what we're going to do is build it slightly differently. And what we're going to do, we're going to pop in Lee, Lily and Leah. We're going to pop Nawi in here. We will pop in, so there's 3, and then we need 2 more strikers. Now, these 2 down here, Very, very strong, but again, we said we weren't going to do DD units, so let's just go full-blown. Yeah, in fact, let's pop in Sal, and let's pop in... Where have you gone? We will pop in Persephone. The reason that we want to pop Persephone in there, oh, in fact, no, we'll pop Mavis in there. The reason that we're going to pop Mavis in here is because of the Monarch synergy. So we can take, in fact, these are all fine, and these are all fine as well. But the reason that we need our Monarch synergy in here is to counter the Doom effect. So you saw in the last game what happened, or in the last match, every time we attacked, we went straight down. And that is because of the reflect damage. Now here is how you counter that reflect damage. We might not be doing as much damage with the rest of the team because Atrops is not on the team, but we do have that survivability. So as you can see, Mavis going down here shouldn't be too much of an issue. She'll come back next round, and whenever we attack, we won't die right away. So as you can see, now we're here performing her attack. She does do massive damage, but as you can see, no reflect damage done, or at least not as much as we've seen previously. And the reason that we're able to handle this much, much better is because of that Monarch synergy. Very, very strong. So let's carry on with this team. Again, I don't suspect we'll have too much of an issue. We are missing out on a striker. So we do have Sal and we do have Nawi in here, but we don't have another striker because we're going for that 3 Monarchs. In my opinion, having 40% dodge is okay, but the main issue that I found, who's the non-DD here? Katrina. Ooh, no, we'll leave it as is. But the main issue I've found with a lot of these is dying in one shot to Mystifiers or Dooms because it's indirect damage, something that you cannot avoid except through Holy Shield. And even then, it's only one instance, whereas Dooms may have like multiple instances of reflect damage. You will definitely have multiple instances of corrode as well. So just something to keep in mind. And there we go. So that is Nightmare 40 all done. Thanks very much for watching. I hope it's been informative. And yeah, have a good one.